Good morning. It's a little bit dark in here. How about I turn on some lights? Hey, we have lights. Well, good morning. That's nice. It is 5:45 in the morning here. And some people probably watch this video thinking it's not 5:45, it's like 8 o'clock at night. Well, here at this time of video, this time of recording, it's 5:45 in the morning, 5:45. And I'm up early today. Very early. Because I've got a lot to do. And I'm going to do a video which is going to last the entire day. So I'll be doing little snippets throughout the entire day. Several things that I want to achieve today. One, I want to get this board finished. Or at least get the kits for it ready and finished. The second is relating to the lights. Today I'm going to be trying to get my hands on the Woodland Scenics, what do they call it, play system? Whatever it is, that system, yeah. See if I can get some lighting installed. So I think today my objective is to get at least one street lit today. So one row of these terraced houses. 2, 4, 6 terrace houses. Get some lights in them. Get some scenarios. Get some scenic lighting done. So I'm up early to plan what I need. Get everything sorted out. Make a shopping list. And then when the model shop opens at 9, I'll be going off into town, seeing what they've got, seeing how I can do it. So, welcome to the video. Welcome back to the railway. Let's see if we can do some lighting. I need another cup of coffee. It's far too early for this right now. Oh, coffee. Gotta love a good cup of coffee in the morning. Right. Let me do some planning. Get a spot of breakfast. Have a bacon sandwich, actually. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Oh yeah, bacon sandwich, I think. Bacon sandwich for breakfast. Do a bit of planning, have some breakfast. Enjoy my wonderful cup of coffee. And then crack on with the day. Welcome to the middle board. Yes, this is the middle board. This is a little car, which a friend of mine got me for my birthday. It's a nice little car. So, you may have noticed that I've moved these terraced house and then this here and that, and there's some more lines on the board. Now what I was originally going to do is I was going to copy that and have it here and have it all uniform all the way through terraced housing. However, after doing some measurements, I decided I'm going to put the coaching in from Metcalf here. Obviously the base will expand out a little bit, but I need to leave a bit of space. And then here I'm going to scratch build a playground for the school. So hopefully extend the playground out, have some kids playing in it, maybe do a little bit of scenery in there, just so it extends out and makes the school a little bit bigger, really, because there's not really much playground space on that. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's not much space for the kids to play out, and kids need to play out, basically. So I'm going to extend the playground here, and then I'll have the pub behind it, it'll make a nice little street scene. So that's the plan. Also, I intend to light these houses. Now I have 6 individual terraced houses, and the lighting kits that I'm using from Woodland Scenics will allow me to light them with like a plug and play system. So I need to plan out exactly what I'm going to need, price it all up, see what the model shop's got, and then I'll get back to you. Right, I've done a little bit of planning, I've made a few little shopping lists. Now it's time to go make some breakfast. Well, I'm in town. I'm a little bit early. I set off a little bit early thinking that there'd been some traffic, and there wasn't traffic this morning, which is unusual. So I've got half an hour before the model shop opened. It's 8:30. So instead I'm going to go find myself a coffee shop. Have a cup of coffee while I wait for the shop to open. And then I'll be into the model shop to get the Just Plug products. Not Gauge Master. I'll be looking at Gauge Master stuff as well for lighting, but I'll also going to be looking mainly at the Woodland Scenics Just Plug stuff, which is what I'm going to intend to do. That's what I'm going to buy. I've already checked with someone who works there this morning if they've got them in stock. They have got a few things in stock, so that's good. So let's go have a coffee. So finding a coffee shop at 8:30 in the morning is apparently quite hard, because they all open at 9. So I found this like little grassy bit with some picnic benches to sit and wait half an hour, enjoy the sunshine, and then enjoy the historical York Minster behind me. And the giant fake grass York sign thing, which I'm not quite sure what that's about, but there. Someone's making a lot of noise over there. Yeah, just gonna sit and enjoy the sunshine for 10 minutes and admire this beautiful building here. Alright, time to leave the beautiful York Minster. This is some information on the Minster, by the way. Feel free to pause the video and have a quick read if it's coming up alright on the camera. Kind of beautiful. Let's take a walk to the model shop. Well, would you look at that, we're here. Just having a quick look in the window before we go in at some of the stuff they've got here. They've got like their own little window layout. It's only a circle. It's really cool. I love the little engine people working here, look. So that's really cool. They usually have a joke going on, so with cows, so it looks like they've got the little picnic going on. They've got their own little advertising, they've even got their own little shop there. How cool is that? Diesel going round. Tornado. Let's have a look at some of the details. Can you see the little dog there? Oh. The dog having a wee. That's really funny. I really like that, that's really cool. There's lots of other little details as well that you don't really notice till you look at it for a long time. Like, not sure how well the little lights on the level crossing are coming through there. If you watch that red signal, it'll turn to green in a minute. We've got automatic signals, how cool is that? So when the train goes past in a minute, that'll turn to red. The train goes past, it goes to red. That's really awesome. Got the little police car there. Oh, try and focus. It's flashing. And my personal favourite, this little pig in the balloon, look. How cool is that? It's a pig in the balloon. And if you look really closely, you can see lots of stuff happening here. Like, you've got some rock climbers over here that are climbing this rock. And near this, looks like they use an N scale to replicate narrow gauge, which is really cool. I love that. It's really cool. See that light there? It went from green to yellow. So it went from a green aspect to a yellow aspect. That's also really cool. See, it goes back to green. Just love all the little details I've got here. It's only a very simple layout, but so you could probably do on a kitchen table, but really cool when you get to look at it. Just to show that small layouts can be done with such details. Please ignore the messy workbench. I've been quite busy in here recently, but I'm back from the model shop and I picked up some stuff for us. Yay! Let's have a look what we got. So, these are the light hubs. They're about $17.25 each. That's not too bad of a price. I got the power supply, £26. The extension cable kit, which is £7.75. And I got an expansion hub. Also, I got 4 of these LEDs. I went for yellow and warm white at £11 each. There's 2 LED lights in each. Seemed expensive, but you'll see how that goes. Also, I picked up the coaching in, which is what I'm going to place in the empty space. I have the sheets on order to make the playground. And I also couldn't resist picking up just a few tombstones while I was there, because I saw them and I thought, I need to put some tombstones in the churchyard. So, mainly focusing on the electronics. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start attaching these up. I'm going to do a quick test circuit wire here, and then actually wiring them and getting the houses ready with them. So, let's see how these work. So these are really easy to wire up. We've got the expansion hub here. We have the light hub here. These are some connector cables, which came with the expansion hub. I've got 4 of these. And these here are the LED lights. So, how we want to do this is really quite simple. The first thing we're going to do is take one of these connector cables here. And if I have read my manuals correctly, so you get actually a fairly decent amount of wire with these. So because we're going to be putting several light hubs, we're going to have to use the expansion hub here. It's really just plug and play. So you see these little plugs here? We're going to simply just plug that into the expansion, into this slot here. Into one of the 4 slots here. Come on, in you go. It's a little bit tricky because they are quite delicate. There we go, in it goes. So that's that plugged in. So you can run 4 of these light hubs off of one expansion hub. So now that we've got the light hub, we're now going to plug that into the in here, into there. So that's what you can do. So 4 of these off of one of these. You can put more of these on by doing out to another expansion hub, creating more lights. So then from the light hub, we'll put this aside for now, we have here 2 LEDs. We'll just quickly unravel the tape on them here. Well, 1 LED, there's 2 in a pack. As you can see, there's the LED, and it's got sticky back tape on here, and there's the plug. And it is just a matter of simply plugging these into the hub. Right, so. Now this is orange for an orange light. So there's my LED. There it is there. This plug here is attached to the power supply. It's attached down on the power. You plug this into the in here for in power. And boom. Orange LED. Now the great thing about this is if you look here, we've got 4 little dials. So with this dial, I can tone the LED down to nothing, or I can make it really, really bright. It's a bit hard to capture on camera, but see that you can fade it down, so you can choose what lighting level you want, and that's really cool. That's a really cool feature. So what I'm going to be doing is, because I can run 4 lights off of this, and I've obviously got more than 4 lights, I'm going to be using another one of these, because I've got 2 of these, to this hub. So another one out of here, wiring it all up, and hopefully getting a few things done. I bought the extension cable kit so that I can extend the power wire, because it only reaches to here, and that's only to the top of the table. So that's so I can run it under the railway, out of the way. And I'm going to be wiring and connecting these with the little screws underneath each individual baseboard. And the beauty about this is that when I need to remove a baseboard, all I have to do is pull out one wire, and it's done. So our next step is to literally prepare the houses and the boards for what we've got. So I'm going to go down to the board. I'm going to drill some holes of where the lights are going to go through, so I know where to put the hubs. And then I'm going to start by cutting the bottoms of the houses out so I can get the lights in. So let me just go and do that for you. Right, so these are the lights. See, I've drilled the holes in. These are the LEDs, which are going to go into the houses. You can see that some have 2 in, some only have 1 in. There wasn't that many LEDs in at the model shop. I will be getting some more eventually to expand the light ratio of it. But the 2 ones, I'm going to do ones with upstairs lights and downstairs lights. So now what I've got to do is I've got to cut holes in the bottom of the terraced housing so I can install them. And then when I've done that and I've got the terraced houses ready, I want to flip this board over and do all the wiring underneath. So for now, let's crack on with sorting out the actual houses ready for lighting. So basically what I'm doing is I'm cutting holes like this in the bottom of them, not trying to cut all the bottom off. I've marked here that 1, 2, 1, 1, 2 and 1, so I know how many lights going into each one. So I know, for example, this is going to include an upstairs light or either a back light. So yeah, I might want to put a wall inside to do a back room as well as a front room, or I might change it around a little bit. I'm going to have a play, but what I'll do is I'll feed the light through here. I will stick it to the roof using the sticking on the back of the LED, and then plug it in underneath. These will become permanent once I have all the lights in. I will buy more of these LED lights at a later date, so I'm not going to glue these down just yet. So I'm not going to stick them to the roofs until all the lights are in and I'm happy with them. And then I can make it all permanent and I can tidy all the wires up. Basically, cutting holes so that we can get into the buildings and so that we can put lights physically in. When I get to this one, I'm going to have to cut a hole in the actual roof here. Probably just a tiny little hole to avoid as much light bleed. And then feed the light through and have it either on the floor. So I don't want to get too much into it, but I'll have it in there so it can be seen. And then use maybe a bit of cardboard, glue, or maybe a bit of tape just to put over the hole to hide the hole to stop any light bleed. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all the bottoms out here and show you in what I've done in a minute. Right, so what I've done here is I've cut a hole through here, which is going to light the 2 top houses up, so that all the houses will be lit. I've also installed this little interior wall, and what that should do is prevent light bleed for the 2 different colours between the houses on the bottom floor. So I think I'm having an orange one in here and a yellow one in here. Nothing at the back, but I can install a back one at a later date in this area, which allows me to light this back room here. This is just to stop the light bleed. I've just secured a little bit of scrap cardboard in with a little bit of glue. Doing that as well for some other ones, so putting them in between the houses just to separate the lights. Right, I'll crack on with the others. So let me talk you through what I've done. So in here I've got an interior wall, so that this side and this house are different colours, and there's going to be a light up here which illuminates both tops. Up here I've got this side a colour, and this side, this wall is on this side of the door, so it looks like only the front room is on, not the hallway. In here, I've got a light down here this hall will have another light in, which will illuminate just these two top windows. In here, I've put an interior wall here and here. So I'll have a light in here. And the top room will not be lit because of these interior walls actually go all the way through. So hopefully we can sort this light bleed out down here by putting a bit of tape in. Which isn't such a big issue really. And they're just all held in by glue. I'm going to be using some masking tape and stuff, which I'm going to use a bit of black paint just to hide some of the gaps to stop any light bleed when I do that. So I think it's time for a cup of tea and let this glue dry, and then I'm going to start getting the lights into here and getting it all wired up underneath. And there we have it all wired in, boys and girls. So the expansion hub here, you can attach 4 of these light hubs to, which attach 4 lights to. And then obviously the more expansion hubs, the more light hubs you have. So I've got these running off pot 1 and 2. And obviously these lights are all plugged into these. Just tied up these wires with a bit of masking tape temporarily for now. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to put in the power lead into here. I'm going to use the extension cables through the main baseboard, which will run down to the actual power itself. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, get this on, get the lights lit up, play around with the settings a little bit so they're not too bright, try what they look like in the houses, play around with a couple of settings, and then hopefully we'll have lights running. So I'm going to have to go drill a hole in the baseboard. Back soon. Well, it works. That's a positive. They're all shining. Granted, they're all kind of just loose on the board right now and they need to be put into those houses. So that's my next job. So I'm now going to spend the next hour or so probably using a lot of profanity trying to get these into the houses. Yeah, this is going to be fun. I need to turn some of these lights down as well. So let's see what I can do. Well, would you look at that? I've lit a street. I think that looks pretty good. It's a little bit hard to see on the camera. I'm going to play around with some of the light settings, turn a few of the lights down a little bit, because some actually got a quite nice warm glow to them, like this house here has a quite nice warm glow to it. Obviously, I've not done some of the top rooms as well. Some of the rooms are lit and some aren't. The white are a little bit too bright, but that's not a problem. I'm going to turn a few of them, dim them down a little bit, just to ease out the lighting level a little bit. But no, I think that's pretty good. At the minute, the houses are just sat on top of the wires at the minute. I'm going to sort all the wiring out at a later date, because what I want to do is when I get the other streets obviously all lit up and the entire railway lit up, I want to be sorting out the wires properly once it's all permanent. But I don't want to do any of that until I've got it all finished. So I'm going to do the wires at a later date so that when it comes to doing it properly and doing it all permanent, as it's all semi-permanent now, and when I've got every single light in, I'll sort out the wires then. But for now, that isn't too bad, to be fair, and I'm quite liking that. In fact, I really like the fact that I finally got lighting in the houses. So my quest today is complete. The quest to get the lights on the railway and get some house lighting in has finally been achieved. It's taken all morning, but we finally got here. So now it's time to go have a spot of lunch, have a bit of a break, maybe play with some trains and enjoy the railway. So I'm going to put all the houses back on and just enjoy the lights. But thank you for joining me today. It's been wonderful to have you. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps me out, helps you out. And I'll soon be doing another video where I'll be installing these tombstones over on the churchyard. And another one where I'll be doing this this coaching in from Metcalfe. So watch out for them videos. They'll be coming up in the next week or so maybe, depending on my schedule. But as for now, I'm really quite happy with them lights. And I'm happy with the colour of them. I'm happy with the fact that it was so easy to install. And like I said, the wiring will be done at a different date when all the lights are in and I make it all permanent, because at the minute it's semi-permanent until I get it all finished. But once again, thank you very much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a fantastic weekend. See you later, guys.